You're entering the bonus stage, a podcast produced in association with oceanofbees.com, with your host Marauder
Phoenix923,
a podcast for all gamers,
console and PC alike.
Welcome to Bonus Stage.
Hello and welcome to Bonus Stage, the podcast that's produced in association with oceanofbees.com. As always, I am your host Marauder, and joining with me today is my co-host Phoenix923.
Hello, everybody.
So, of course, E3 happened recently, so I guess we'll dive right into that little bit of news.
Head first.
Yeah, might as well skip all the little introductions and stuff and just get to the stuff that really everybody's talking about. Yeah, everybody's talking about.
Ooh.
Did you watch any of the conferences?
No, I didn't. Just didn't have time to recently.
But you did read up on like the key points and all?
Mm-hmm.
I watched Microsoft's, and I wanted to watch Nintendo's, but I missed it. But I did read up on the basic key points of those.
Yeah.
I didn't watch Sony's very much. I caught a little bit of it near the middle. But then they started talking about this thing called the Wonder Book, which is some kind of PlayStation Move accessory, and I got annoyed. So I turned it to something better. But, anyway, of course, E3 being the Electronic Entertainment Expo, the big show where all of the companies get together to show off all the new games and tech and consoles and who knows what else for the coming year.
The thing that I watched was, that I kind of liked, although it's just really just a tech demo, was Square Enix's real-time tech demo. It just basically shows off what their games can do. I think just mostly off in like in-game engine instead of like pre-rendered movies and things, and it was pretty impressive to consider that they were able to pull off something that looks that spectacular and it's not an actual pre-rendered movie.
Was it using like the Unreal 3 engine or?
I think it was a new engine that they were developing for just that they're going to be using in their later games. It's just, of course, people are all like, "Oh my God, it's the next Final Fantasy," and I'm like, "No, it's not. It's just a tech demo. It's a tech demo. You get it?"
I remember everybody was going off on that when they showed the Final Fantasy VII tech demo for PS3, and they're like,
yeah.
"They're remaking Final Fantasy VII."
And
No, they're
nothing
not.
came of it. Nope,
Yeah.
it's just a tech demo. It's just
We're like more than 4 years into this console cycle now, and I think if they'd have released it, they'd have put it out by now.
Mm-hmm. But no, that was pretty impressive for me. It's a shame I probably won't get into any of their latest later. Whatever the latest games are going to be, because, well, I don't have an Xbox or a PS3, but
Well, but that engine's not for development on the PS3, is it?
no, I don't think so.
Right, that would be for the PS4, Xbox, whatever the next Xbox is going to be called, and the Wii U.
Yeah.
If the Wii U can even support that. That was really the big thing, was the Wii U being shown off again.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Nintendo even was so ballsy as to do, hey, here's our pre-E3 stuff that we're going to talk about. Here's all our Wii U stuff, even before E3 came out.
Now, I have to point out, the date we are recording this, which is the 8th of June, right? 8th of June?
Mm-hmm.
We have not yet watched the Nintendo 3DS press conference yet from E3.
It's the 6th today.
No, it's the 8th.
Your calendar says the 6th.
Well, my calendar is wrong. Where is my phone?
Oh well.
It doesn't matter. The point is that
The 3DS Tech Conference hasn't been shown yet. It's going to be shown in our area at 9 tonight, so we have yet to see that.
that's why you're here.
But, yep.
Record the podcast and watch the 3DS press conference, because we actually both have 3DSs. So this is going to be fun to see what exactly comes out of the out of that conference, what new games we can expect and all that. Mm-hmm. And whether or not they'll make use of that stupid double analog stick. The Circle Pad Pro I bought, which was a complete waste of money.
No, I really hope they do at least something with it. It'll at least give me a purpose to buy it. From GameStop. but
yeah,
but,
yeah.
No, I really don't have any use for it as of right now. So
Nah, I've just been playing the Resident Evil and Metal Gear Solid demos because I don't have any games that use it.
Right.
Except for Kid Icarus Uprising, but that game doesn't really utilize it in the way you'd expect, so a lot of good that does me.
So here's hoping, Nintendo, get me to buy more of your useless accessories. Come on. You can do it. Done it before.
Alright, before we get into a deeper conversation about E3, we're going to dive into what's on the front page of oceanofbees.com. Being that this is in production with oceanofbees.com. As for the new videos, we have two of them. One is the Inspector Visits Chat Roulette, a website where you just randomly get linked up with someone in the world via webcam or chat room. I gotta say, I've never laughed so hard at some of the stuff that he just happens across on that video. Especially that one guy with no shirt on and the clown mask, and it's like, what? You just wonder what people think of when they sit there and do that kind of thing.
I think it's just mostly, how can I mess with these people? You know, I'm not gonna ever see them ever again other than, like, this very moment, so why not?
Yes. And other than that, there is a new Terraria video up. Episode 2, A Fistful of Anvils, played by various members of the Ocean of Bees site, myself not included.
That's a shame.
You keep saying that, and I don't care. I don't care.
Uh-huh.
So, if you guys want to watch a video that you could possibly, of a game that you could possibly play yourself, check that out. I'm certain it's entertaining.
Yep.
And as for blogs, we have a new blog by myself about Snow White and the Huntsman, which I saw opening night.
Mm-hmm.
Check that out if you're interested at all in a review of that movie.
If you just want to go check it out, if you're at all interested, just go check it.
Yeah. I'm not gonna give away anything right here because I want you to go actually watch or read the review. But I must say, I think it's one of my better written ones. At least I think I made my point a lot more concisely than in other blogs I've written.
Yep.
But anyway, back to E3. As I was interested, it was interesting to see that Ubisoft and EA both had their own press conferences.
Yeah.
Because usually it's just the three major companies, and then that's it.
Uh-huh.
But they actually aired Ubisoft's and EA's. I'm kind of shocked Sega didn't have a conference of some sort.
Why?
Well, because they are the #1 third-party developer.
Yeah.
And they didn't really have anywhere to show off, like, hey, here's the new Sonic game, and here's what we're working on, and here's the people we partnered with, and here's what we're making for the Wii U. You know, something, I don't know. Here's the Dreamcast 2. That'd be
only you would hope for that.
I've lost all hope for that. I don't expect that to ever come out. Period.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, it might happen. You never know. I'm not going to count them out. But it was just weird that Sega didn't have one of them for themselves.
Just considering all the other companies had one for themselves.
Yeah, like Ubisoft, which I don't consider Ubisoft to be as big a developer as Sega is.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, I don't know.
Because really, at most, all they had to show is just the new gameplay footage of Assassin's Creed 3, which...
And then talk about how much Just Dance made them a crap ton of money.
That's very surprising.
Look, we figured out how to make money on the Wii by releasing dancing games that barely follow your movements.
Which is why there's tons of leeway.
Yeah. We give everyone a star because everybody's awesome. We don't grade harshly because it barely functions. And of course the big, I guess, I don't want to call it a reveal because everybody kind of knew it was there, was of course the Nintendo Wii U. I don't know if I'm excited for this thing or not.
Yeah, I'm a bit skeptical when it's just mostly the price of this console.
Yeah, they haven't said a single thing about it. They didn't say the release date or the price for it, at least from what I've read. Granted, I didn't watch the conference. yet. I do have it downloaded on my computer to watch later.
Yeah.
But from what I picked up, they have not released the release date for it or the price, which is really what I'm curious about. If they can hit that console at $200 to $250,
yeah,
they're gonna have a runaway success.
Mm-hmm.
But that controller looks expensive.
Very expensive.
And I was kind of making fun of it when it first showed up last year, that it might even be cheaper to buy the console a second time to get the second controller than it would be to go buy the controller.
Yep.
And plus, they don't talk about like how long the battery life and the controller's going to last.
Mm-hmm.
Is it rechargeable?
Especially
well, it's going to be rechargeable.
Especially considering that it can stream content directly from the Wii U.
Now, they say that you can obviously tether it to the console some way, probably through USB.
Oh, yeah.
So, I guess if you're just sitting there playing, you can have it linked to the console that way, but, I don't know. That all needs to wait to be seen. They showed off a couple games I'm interested in. There's Pikmin 3,
mm-hmm.
which I will be getting if and when I get a Wii U, because Pikmin's awesome.
Pikmin is amazing.
Pikmin 2's finally coming over here for the Wii.
Oh, finally?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
They finally announced it, so you can pre-order that, which I plan to at some point. I have Last Story on pre-order, though, so I don't want to pre-order more than one game at a time, because otherwise I'm going to come up to the release dates and find myself with absolutely no money.
Or you're overcharged.
Yeah, or I'm overcharged.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Pikmin 2 for the Wii is probably going to fall under the radar again, but I do have Pikmin 1 for the Wii, and Pikmin 1 for the Wii it's much better than on the GameCube.
I haven't played that one. Did they incorporate like the controls and everything pretty well with that?
Pikmin 1?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, the controls are so much better on the Wii version.
Mm.
Now, I never owned the GameCube version, mainly because I didn't like the controls.
Mm-hmm.
And they do take a bit of getting used to on the Wii, but...
Oh, as with everything.
Yeah, but the ability to just point and go, there.
Yep.
And throw, and then just move right over and throw it to the left and right. It's really, really fun. I think it works really well. So having Pikmin 2 on the Wii is going to be fun. And hopefully I can pick that up. The other game they announced, the only other game that I really care about, is Project 100.
Oh, yeah.
Which is from Platinum Games that they're developing for the Wii, which they didn't say whether or not it's going to be a release date title or if it's going to come out sometime in the launch window. I love when companies say that. It'll be available within the console's launch window. Well, when is that? 3 months, give or take.
Yep.
But basically, it's being done by the same guys behind Okami and Bayonetta.
Yeah.
Which are two of my favorite games. Mm-hmm. So, Bayonetta especially. So, that's going to be interesting. It's basically, from what I was able to see from demos, some sort of, like... It reminds me a lot of Pikmin, except for the fact that you're controlling, like, little superheroes.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to destroy various big, giant monsters and robots that are trying to invade Earth. It just sounds like so much fun. I don't know how the controller's necessarily being used. From what I saw on the video of the guy playing it, he was just like tapping on the screen and stuff. Mm-hmm. So there's got to be something he's doing there, but I couldn't tell what it was.
I would guess probably it would be kind of like an overlay of what you're currently seeing on screen. So then basically you just tap where you want them to go on the map. Type of thing.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Or if you just want to like fling them onto the bad guy or whatnot. I don't know.
Yeah. But like I said, it remains to be seen. But that is one I would like to keep my eye out for.
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially if it's from Platinum Games.
And it actually has color.
Yes.
It actually looks like a comic book come to life, which I think is fun.
It's actually utilizing something consoles just don't utilize anymore.
Now, according to Nintendo, the Wii U is going to be able to use all of the Wii accessories, the Wiimotes, the classic controllers, the nunchucks, all that stuff.
Except the GameCube controller.
Well, yeah, I won't use that, but you can still play all your Wii games on it. So, that's good. I like backwards compatibility.
Yeah, definitely.
Because so far, at least for rumors, it's been rumored that the new Xbox is not going to be backwards compatible, and the PS4 will not be backwards compatible. And backwards compatibility, to me, is a huge selling point.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's why it took me so long to get a PS3, is just because PS2 backwards compatibility was taken out.
And that's a major part of your library.
Yeah, that's a major part of my game collection, is just the number of
PS2
really
games.
super cheap PS2 games. I can walk into GameStop and walk out. I swear to God, you can walk into GameStop with like $10 and walk out with like 5 really good PS2 games.
Uh-huh. Exactly.
And and just have fun with it. I mean, hell, you just saw Zone of the Enders there for like $1.
It was like, God, I think it was like $2 or $3 there. Sadly, I didn't pick it up because it was a rental and it was scratched all the heck. So that sucks. But yeah, it was like $3.
Wasn't it also missing a disc?
No, it was perfectly fine.
It had both discs.
It had both discs. It's just it was really scratched up, in the ring where the spindle goes was cracked, and I didn't want that. So
right. But no, PS2 games are super cheap, and the fact that Sony pulled it out of the PS3 is a little disappointing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, E3, I don't know. Like I said, I haven't watched Nintendo's press conference all the way through yet, or Sony's. But overall, I think it was all right.
There's plenty to look forward to when it comes to.
Yeah, I guess I'm just waiting because we're in this weird spot now where like a new console really should be coming out, but they didn't announce anything, so we're all just kind of sitting in limbo waiting for something to happen.
Yeah.
Because I have all the consoles now.
Yep.
So I'm just kind of sitting waiting for something to happen.
What's next? Please enlighten us.
Yeah.
Anything?
Like the games were all fine, you know. I guess I didn't really see anything that blew my mind from what I was able to see, but you know, I'm still excited for Last Story to come out. I'm still excited for Pikmin 2 to come out.
Mm-hmm.
There's some stuff to look forward to.
Yeah. Aside from the varied number of sequels for other games that are supposedly very good.
I think they said that Sony showed off a bunch of games and not a single one of them was original IP.
No, that's a shame.
Yeah. But, you know, whatever. With game development costing what it is, I can't blame them.
Yeah, they can only rely on stuff that they know they're going to make money at. Which is a real shame because it kind of destroys originality when it comes to game development now, because everything's always, you know, Call of Duty, Battlefield 15.
By the way, did you hear about what EA is doing for Battlefield 3?
Oh yeah, that stupid new Prestige, whatever.
Yeah, basically for
thing.
$50 a year, you get access to what they call the Prestige class, which includes like new maps, new items, new character classes, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
For $50 a year. So from the way they're explaining it now, I might be wrong on this, but the way that it seems to me is that you're paying $50 a year for access to these items. So if you don't renew your subscription, then you don't get the items.
Then you lose that class.
It's not like you pay 200 Microsoft points for a gun and you get that gun forever and ever and ever.
Mm-hmm.
It's $50
temporary.
a year to access the items.
And add that on top of the $60 price tag, that's quite a bit of money you're throwing towards one game.
So if I was to buy it for Xbox Live, I'd have to buy the game for $60, Xbox Live for $50 a year.
Yep.
And then $50 for Prestige class, so $160, and I can have my game. I don't know, seems a little bit. And that's per year, so imagine the following year, $50 more for Xbox Live, $50 more for Prestige class. So $100 a year is going to go towards this one game if you really, really care about it. I don't know. Again, I might be wrong. It might be just access to purchase those items. Like you pay $50 a year to get access to buy said items.
Yeah.
I didn't really look into it mainly because I don't have Battlefield 3 and I have no interest in it.
It's just one thing that I do know that the gaming community hates is whenever there's a split between the multiplayer community, whereas you can only get special maps through some BS system like this that only those people can play, and then when it comes out, guess what? No one's playing the old maps anymore, so then they can't find games. You know.
Yeah.
And
that's one positive I like to what you were talking about with Payday the Heist. Is when those new maps come out, if somebody joins your party and they don't have the maps, they can still play on them.
Oh yeah, they can still play on them. They just can't host any games with them, which is amazing.
Yeah.
But
I'm much more on that side of the fence.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, overall E3, it's what I expected.
Pretty much, yeah.
I found it surprising, there wasn't any real big announcements. I think from what I've read, the biggest announcement was the fact that Electronic Arts got the Ultimate Fighting Championship license.
Mm.
Whoopee.
Woo. Yay.
Yeah. The only UFC game I ever played was the one on Dreamcast, which I actually really liked. But, yeah. I say that says more towards the state of THQ as a company if they lost that license. Because I don't think they're doing too well recently. They put out, a bunch of wrestling games, and then they put out Homefront. Homefront didn't do very well.
Yeah.
And then
just really nothing else.
Then they lost the UFC license. It's like, oh.
So what else can you do now?
Yeah. I'm just kind of waiting to see what happens to them as a company.
Mm-hmm.
They don't publish anything I care about, honestly.
No.
So I'm okay with it personally if they end up going under. But again, it would be a shame.
Yeah. Given whatever the company does, even if they make games that I don't really play, it is a real shame to watch a company go under. And
especially
THQ
one that's
is
been
no
around
different.
for as long as they have.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
Because I remember when I used to boot up old NES games, and it used to say Toy Headquarters.
Yep.
Because they weren't even called THQ back then. They were called the Toy Headquarters.
Man.
But anyway. So yeah, overall, not anything I didn't expect.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we'll move on to just some games we've been playing recently. Because I don't really have any news, because the entire news section was taken up with a bunch of E3 talk. So I guess we'll just move on to games we've been playing recently. And I guess I'll start this one off, if you don't mind.
Fine. Go right ahead.
I will.
I don't care.
Recently I did get quite a big surprise. A couple of weeks ago I got an email from somebody I didn't know, basically stating that I won a $500 GameStop gift card to, GameStop, based on that survey that you fill out at the bottom of the receipt.
Yep.
And, of course, I'm skeptical as all. But the fact that they weren't requesting anything of me, send us $50 and we'll release the gift card. No, they literally were just like, we will send it to you. And that was the letter. Sure enough, got it. It was activated a couple days later, which still doesn't make sense that they would send you a card and then turn it on. But anyway, so you and I both went out to GameStop to basically blow it all.
Yep. And you practically did.
Oh, I did. I picked up a PlayStation Vita, the Wi-Fi model, which, I'm liking the system so far. I don't really have much to say about it. I guess when I start getting more games and I really start playing it more. The one game I did get with it is Ninja Gaiden Sigma, which is Ninja Gaiden from the original Xbox, ported over again. Because I think this is the fourth time they've remade this game, but first, it was a game I knew I would like. So I've been playing that a lot. Graphically, it's really nice. Controls are fine.
Did they make it look fancier now that the Vita can actually handle?
It's been a long time since I've played Ninja Gaiden on the original Xbox, so I don't recall exactly the quality of the textures or anything. But some of the things I do notice is they added in new areas, not entirely new levels, but just
new spots you can go to.
Yeah, little outcroppings that weren't there before, new items hidden in new places. one of the big reveals, or one of the first things I noticed, was when you start out in the first level, if you actually walk behind you, there's a treasure chest with a... I don't want to call it a treasure chest, but there's a chest with a healing item in it.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't there in the original game.
Yeah.
Because if you go back, it's just the edge of a waterfall. So that was kind of cool. Things like that. Graphically, it's really impressive, and it's as nail-bitingly difficult as it used to be, and it's just as satisfying when you finally get through a level. In the very first level, you get this thing called the Talisman of Rebirth, which basically resurrects you if you die. And I've been trying my damnedest not to use it, because so anytime I die, I just quit the game and start the game back up, because I don't want to have to use that item.
Oh, it's automatically used?
Yeah, it's the minute you die, it automatically uses it and brings you back. So I don't want to use it, so I'm trying my damnedest not to. And I actually did get to... I'm about halfway through the third level, and I haven't used it yet, so I'm quite happy with myself on that.
Cool.
What other games did I pick up? Mario Tennis. Mario Tennis Open for the 3DS. It's okay. It's tennis. It's pretty simple. There are no power shots in this version. I know there were power shots in the GameCube version, was it?
Yeah.
This version doesn't have that. What it does is when the character hits the ball back to you, a certain colored circle will appear on the court. Sometimes, not always.
Yeah.
If you stand in that circle and you hit the button that corresponds with that color, you hit a special back at them. I like this for two reasons. One, it gives the opponent time to expect it.
Yep.
And two, you could fake them out. You could stand in the blue circle and hit with a red hit.
Yeah.
And so he's expecting it to corkscrew or to turn, and it doesn't. So there's a little bit more strategy there. There is no real single-player mode to this, which I know is a downer for you.
Yeah, that was really the only reason why I ever actually played the Game Boy and Game Boy Advance ones. Was I really enjoyed the single-player story mode. Upon finding out it's not there, I don't really want this game anymore now. Just because that's all I ever played. I never really played it just to do a little grudge match between Mario,
Yeah. Well, they do have there is like a tournament mode where you play people and go up in the ranks and earn equipment. But yeah, it's you could tell they focused more on the online and they didn't spend much time on the single player mode. It's still a lot of fun though. I still am really enjoying it.
It's just now I'm not as in much of a hurry to get it as I was.
But it's not going to go down in price anytime soon.
I know that.
Because it's a Mario game, and Mario games never drop in price. What else did I pick up? Well, I got a memory card for the Vita, because those things are stupid expensive.
Stupid expensive and not included.
Yeah. I got a 16 gig. I was thinking about getting the 32 gig, but it's an extra $40, and honestly, I'd rather just get a game.
For that price instead of...
Yeah. And what else did I get? I got my niece's birthday present.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to talk about that. Because if they listen to this, they're going to know what I got them otherwise. Needless to say, it was a lot of money, but the fact that I can give it to both of them really kind of helps. And the fact that I wasn't paying for it because it's on a gift card also made it awesome.
And the fact that it was free money.
Yes. And then a couple days later, I had a little bit left on the card, so we went out to GameStop, and I picked up Hyperdimension Neptunia Mk2 for PS3, which is a very strange RPG of sorts. Now, I'm not that big into RPGs, like I said, but this one just, I don't know, there was something about it that piqued my interest. It's published by NIS America, and there's so many in-jokes to this game. It's your kind of generic anime style RPG, but every single character is an in-joke. Like, one of the characters' names is Compa, which is, I think, hilarious because Compile Heart was a company that worked on the game, so they have a character named after them in the game. There's another character called IF, or Iffy, for Idea Factory, another company that worked on the game. KJ Inafune's in the game as a summon, apparently. I've seen this on YouTube where you can literally summon him to fire his laser or something from the sky. I don't know. Various like game creators are in the game, not officially, other than KJ Inafune that I know of, because of copyright reasons.
Them.
All of the enemies are rip-offs of enemies from other video games. Like there's Pac-Man ghosts that don't look quite right. There's little radishes that look like Cactuar from Final Fantasy. There's giant mushrooms. There's the Dragon Quest slimes that have like bear noses and ears, which it's obviously a Dragon Quest slime. But the battle system's turn-based, but I think it's pretty fast-paced actually if you know what you're doing. And yeah, overall I'm having fun with it. Put a couple hours into it. Still playing it. Still want to go back and play it, so that's a plus.
Yeah, anything to get you to keep playing it.
Yep.
Especially
everything
a
is
person like you.
Yeah, everything is yeah. Well, I haven't picked up a new game yet. I probably won't pick up a new game until after I pick up Last Story, honestly. But you know, plus I'm saving money to go to the JFAX convention in Allendale later this month.
Yep.
Which you're going to as well.
Yep.
And we're going to get a bunch of other friends together and go.
Can never miss that convention. That convention is just it's pretty awesome.
Yes. One year, the weekend after Father's Day, every single year, there's a local college that hosts an anime video game convention called JFAX, the Japanese Animation Festival and Art Expo. I think is what it stands for. And we've gone the last 3 or 4 years now.
Yeah.
And it's always been a blast. It's loads of fun. Last year I got my copies of Super Street Fighter 4 and Marvel vs. Capcom 3 signed by Kyle A. Bear, the guy who does the voice for Ryu. And the year before that I got my copy of Golden Boy signed by Doug Smith, the voice of Kentaro. And I forget the girl's name.
Yeah.
Now that I'm not thinking about her. But the girl that does
Madam President
was there as well and signed it. So it's loads of fun. There's also a Jeopardy round that we usually try to get onto. That's always loads of fun, and I've gotten onto I think every year now.
Yep. There's a place called Artist Alley where a bunch of people just sell their stuff that they've made. A lot of it's really high quality.
Oh yeah, there's some really impressive artwork there. I saw a Street Fighter 2 picture that I wanted to kick myself for not buying, because I bought a Mario one that I liked, and then immediately after that I flipped the page and saw the Street Fighter one, and I didn't have any more money on me. And I was like, no, I wanted the... Because they don't take credit at Artist Alley, you have to bring cash.
Yep.
So whenever I go, I always bring strictly cash with me. Some booths take credit, but... And
then in other parts of the building, they have different genres of anime that you can just go into a classroom, sit down, and watch.
Yeah.
If you just want to go do that.
Which we never do.
I've done it once when I was interested in Angel Beats, and they were showing that there. So I watched the first couple of episodes of that. But I haven't really gone to any of the other ones.
Angel Beats. Yeah, I have that series on Blu-ray. That's really good. But and the girl that's one of the voices in the show is going to be at JFX this year.
Oh, yeah.
So I got to bring my copy and get it signed.
Gotta remember.
I will remember, because it's like the only thing there that's I'm excited about. Doug Smith is always there from Golden Boy. He's there every year.
He's been there every time that we've gone.
If I can find a copy of Golden Boy again, I'll have him sign it again. But anyway, other than that, I haven't really been playing much. Payday on the computer, Left 4 Dead 2 on the computer, but not much else past that. I got to get back into Xenoblade Chronicles, but other than that, that's pretty much everything.
Awesome.
Worth mentioning, anyway.
Yeah. Lately, well, practically the only game that I've been playing in the last couple of days was Steam was selling Alice the Madness Returns for, God, it was like $6. And of course I really wanted to play it just because it just looked really fun. The game itself, it is kind of mediocre when it comes to the platforming and puzzle solving, but the thing that kept me playing that game was just the stunning visuals that 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 each world I went into.
Oh, that game looks like a lot of fun.
Every single place that I went to, I just stopped and just looked around. Just the imagination that went into these level designs and buildings and the architecture and just the way that they're structured. I mean, it's just amazing. Like when you enter into the Mad Hatter's world, you know, you're off on some distant platform, but you see his gigantic castle in the background, and it's just amazing imagery. And I just kept playing just because it just looked really, really good. And it's just full of color, and I just couldn't just stop playing because I wanted to see what's next, and I really did enjoy playing that game.
Now, did you get the original Alice?
No, that was a pre-order bonus that EA was doing at the time, where if you pre-ordered Alice Madness Returns, and you would also get the first Alice game
as a download,
remastered in HD.
Okay.
But since I didn't pre-order it at the time because I didn't want to spend that money, I didn't get the first Alice. But,
well, I gave you my copy of the first Alice.
Yes. Luckily, after I beat Alice Madness Returns, which was completely worthwhile, and I do actually want to play through that game again. But I wanted to play the first game, so of course I asked Ryan here for his copy. So that's what I'm playing through currently right now. And just like
it's a really old PC game. I think
it is really old.
But it runs on Windows 7.
Yes, it runs. It does run on Windows 7. I did not have to do anything extra to make it work. It just installed and played. And that's
had a bit of a problem with screen resolutions.
Yeah, for some reason it would just not display full screen at the max resolution, which I guess is just because my computer didn't support that specific resolution, which is fine. But no, that first Alice game, I'll just say this, I died maybe 15-20 times in Alice Madness Returns, you know, just from probably a missed platform jump or,
yeah,
you know, anything like that. American McGee's Alice, times that by 100. And I'm not even, I don't even think I'm a quarter of the way through the game yet. It's really sad. That game is frustratingly difficult.
Yes, it is very hard.
I'm enjoying every second of it. It's just.
But even for being as old as it is, it looks amazing.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It has a style to it that's undeniable.
Mm-hmm. And also just I do love it because it is that difficult as well. Just because when you do finally get past that one spot you're stuck at, it's just nothing can describe the feeling of just joy of just going, yes, finally.
Did you get a trophy?
Nope, no trophy.
No trophy?
No.
Did you get an achievement?
No.
Oh, just self-satisfaction?
Yep, just self-satisfaction
Okay.
of completing something that is insanely hard.
That's what we called it before there were achievements and trophies.
No, we had achievements and trophies back then. It's just we made them up ourselves. And
yeah. Beat Streets of Rage 2 the entire time without dying once.
Yep.
I did that.
Mm-hmm. But also just recently I also picked up the Indie Royale's latest bundle of games, which they all look pretty interesting, but the one that really caught my eye was called The Void, where now I know that we've been talking about like how color really matters in games. Well, The Void, it's pretty much just black, white, and gray. But the main difference with that is that you use color, like physically, to attack enemies, to just revive trees, to defend yourself, and it's a pretty interesting game mechanic. I haven't gotten too far into it, like about maybe 20 minutes or so into it, so I really haven't gotten too in-depth into any of the other core mechanics that might be introduced later. But from what I can see of it so far, it's going to be quite an interesting game to play through. Definitely different than what's out there today, and I just really look forward to that.
And it's an indie title, you said?
Yes, it's an indie title.
Hmm.
It's a part of the Indie Royale bundle right now, the graduation bundle, where you can pay anything that you want. Well, actually, I think theirs is different. I think they have it set up to where whenever someone pays more for the bundle, then the actual price of the bundle goes down. But still, you're spending like $5 for 5 games. You know, you really can't complain about that.
Yeah.
But
well, yeah, I just picked up that last indie bundle that they had come out that had Psychonauts and Bastion and Amnesia: The Dark Descent in it.
Yep.
So I'm still working on getting all the OSTs downloaded, but
yeah,
a bunch of good games, and I only spent like $7.
Yeah, it's a shame that I'm not going to be picking up that bundle because I already own all of those games but one. So
yeah,
and
that's a shame.
and I'm not really an OST type of guy. You know, it's a nice plus. I'll give it that, but I don't just sit there and listen to that music. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm an OST kind of guy. I like game music, and anytime I can get an OST for a game, that's generally a plus. Yeah. Although, you got to give credit, you did like the soundtrack for VVVVV.
Oh yeah, that soundtrack's amazing.
That's like not even a game soundtrack. That's just like a good album in general. Anyway, all right. Well, I think we'll wrap it up here because honestly, it's about getting the time we got to sit down and watch Nintendo's press conference for the 3DS. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. Please leave questions and comments down below, because we do plan on having a question and answer section, but sadly no one's asked any questions of us. So anyway, with that being said, I'm your host Marauder.
And I'm Phoenix923.
And we'll catch you guys on the next bonus day.